Ready? So now we are 2.1. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the title on this guy here. And on this one, I'm gonna call it, about chapter 2. Looks good, right? All right. And I'm gonna put over here in the hello, I am chapter 2. Chapter 2, and this is the index period JSP. So that I can know where I'm at. Because now, JSP, is that how you put it? Yeah. There's water, make sure it still works. All right, so here it says chapter 2 up on top, and hello, I'm chapter 2. Okay, so we're in business, right? Okay, so now we're gonna continue. Okay, so we open up the body, and we're gonna start programming. And that will be on page 36 of the new book. And basically what he has in there, the first thing he's got is what? Anybody has a book? No, actually he's got a paragraph, the first thing. He opens up with a paragraph, and the paragraph will be, the letter what? P, right? So is P a singleton?
No.
No. But the funny thing is that if you forget the closing for the paragraph, it doesn't give you an error. Okay? But when you're doing it like over here, it gives you the ending part of the paragraph anyway. And then on the book, he's got something called, this is a simple HTML. So I'm just gonna put, this is chapter 2, how about that? All right, so we have that. The next line that we have in there is we have a form. We worked with forms yesterday, right? And forms were not a singleton either, right? So yesterday we had forms that looked like this, right? There was nothing in two. Okay. We didn't have anything in here in the front, remember? It was just like that, right? It was a form, then you type something about a hobby, and then you said submit, and then it would print it someplace else. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna create two pages at least. And so we need to, from here, you call the other page. This is similar to calling, not similar, exactly, like calling another method. So here we're gonna call another page by saying action equals. And the name of this one is confirm, and we're gonna call it JSP form. Another page that is a JSP. Okay. The second part of this assignment is, instead of calling a JSP, it's calling a circlet. But right now, for today, we're just gonna call a JSP. And so what happens, how do you call this guy? What do you need to do to be able to call that other page?
Don't you need to create any other USP?
No, not yet. You have to have some kind of an input with a value on it, like a submit, what we did yesterday. So the only time that the form actually gets activated, that action gets activated, is when you have inside the form a place that you go ahead and say submit. Like the one that we did, the one that you did today. So you activate that, calling that next page by having a submit. You'll see it in a second. So this guy has over here another P, which is what? This one else.
If there's a value, is the value.
I'm sorry? See it on there? Yeah. So you got a P there with some writing on it, right? Some text on it.
Oh, if there's a value for the hobby.
We're looking at page 36.
Yes, sir.
Don't see value after the form action.
No, there's not value, sir. You said what's after P. It says, it's a small paragraph that says,
Yeah.
there is a value.
It's a text.
Oh, yeah, there's some text, we just put in here some text. Okay, and then he's got another pin there, down here.
Yeah.
another ending of a paragraph. And you notice that he doesn't have an ending in here, so it doesn't give you an error right there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk to the user, okay? So in this case, he's talking about Javi, and how do you talk to the user? Input, right, so this guy, you get an anchor there that is called input. And input has how many parts to it? Three parts, right. So the first part is the type of input that you're talking about. So in this case, we're gonna call it, a type of input will be a submit. Submit is like a class, just like in a Java class. And by saying that the type of this input is gonna be a submit, that means that when you click the button, it's gonna execute a submit. Yes?
You missed some equal sign.
Then, isn't it text?
Submit
First
equals.
one? Yeah, so that's
All right. Yeah, text is one of them, okay? But in this particular one, yep, text, right. What's the next guy?
Name.
Name. All right, so this will be the name of
Hobby.
of the little box that you get. Like if you have a box that says first name, last name, middle name. So each one of them, the name part of this will be the name of that particular box where people type data. So each one of those boxes has its own individual name, and this is exactly where you put it. Okay? So name equals, what we're gonna call it?
Hobby.
Hobby, okay, fine. So and then the last guy is what? Value, right? So you know that you can have a value with nothing on it, or you can have a value with some other type of language. What was the name of that other language? The EL.
Expression language?
Yeah, I don't know exactly remember what they call it, just call it EL. What's the name of it?
Expression language?
Spatial language, yeah, of course.
Expression.
Expression, right, okay. Because in Spanish it will be special language, right. All right, so this particular guy, we have the name, that one, so we're gonna use that one. And that will be equal to, so you begin down with a what? Dollar sign, right? So the dollar sign is still in this HTML, okay, from now on. This you're gonna see is an EL language. And what is the, you need to use these two little guys there, just like you do in the methods in Java or any language. And inside you put the actual language. And so we only know about one parameter in there, which is called? Param. Param, okay, so param equals what?
Name.
Hobby. Okay. And which one are they talking about? When you say hobby here, are they talking about this one or are we talking about this guy here?
Down.
The name.
The one that is inside the name. Okay? So whatever value gets assigned to this variable hobby that is the variable that this parameter is looking at. So make sure that they match exactly the same. Okay? Just like in Java, same thing. It just looks funny because you are kind of declaring a variable here called name, but with quotes. You don't usually do that in a regular language. But that's exactly what it is. You declare a variable called hobby, and whatever value you get out of this type over here, then becomes that value, and then you can access it with the parameter. Okay, so let's talk more action. Okay, so now we have the input, another input guy here. So this one, the first one we did was just a text, right? Now we're gonna have the one that is the actual action of the icon that we're gonna create. And that one is gonna call, I forgot what we're doing here. Text, no, type. And the type of this guy is a submit. Okay. And then the name of this guy is gonna be, yeah, let's make it a different, let's call it submit. And let's make it with a capital, okay? Submit. And then the value is gonna be? And this one is also confirmed, so let's call it submit also. right, any questions?
Um,
Not at all, right? We're doing good, yeah?
Oh,
Yes.
You don't have to close the input.
Do I have to close the input? I think so.
Probably, yeah.
And did I close it here?
No.
No. So how come nothing's being done about it?
It still thinks you're writing parameters.
Yeah. So that's it for this program, right? So this was